Season 2 of Modern Warfare 2 DMZ and Warzone is right around the corner, starting next week on Wednesday the 15th, and we're going to go into the DMZ updates path to Season 2 blog notes here. Make sure to sub to the channel for more DMZ tips, tricks, and guides. And let's just hop right into these blog notes, and we will see kind of what's coming new to DMZ and go through some updates. I'm sure you've heard a lot of this, but I've been sick for the last few weeks, so I haven't made any videos, but I am back now, and we are going to be back on the video grind. So let's first talk about Season 2 locations. Now, first up, we have the new Resurgence map, ASHIKA Island. So the new ASHIKA Island map coming to Warzone 2 is a brand new exclusion zone for DMZ. Players will infiltrate on the shores of the island before making their way inland. Infiltration is under heavy fog that can impact combat by providing cover for both operators and the occupying force Shadow Company. But what could they be doing here? And then it goes into, say, there's new things here like a new weapons case, a new boss called the BOMBMAKER, a new locked and dangerous spaces to access and explore. So, you know, new keys that basically we're going to use to unlock things and more. And then here's a quick overview of the ASHIKA Island map. Now I'm going to do a whole new video, you know, going through this because we got a super detailed blog post from Call of Duty in regards to this map and all the different areas. But this is what it looks like. I think it looks cool. I like the colors. Obviously, this is an overhead map view. We'll see exactly how it looks in game, but I think overall it looks good. It looks small, but I think it's going to provide a different experience for DMZ, which is much needed. Obviously, Building 21 will be returning in DMZ. So you can see here, Building 21 with unique access card and timed infiltration window. We know this. Season 2 missions have operators returning to Building 21 as another exclusion zone option. And you need to access this. You can find Building 21 cards in Al Mazrah or ASHIKA Island. These can be found at SAM site crates, chopper boss crates, buy stations, and legendary orange crates. So that's good to know. It's a little more exact as to where we can find Building 21 access cards. Another thing I actually forgot to mention about ASHIKA Island is the fact that it's being occupied by the Shadow Company. So it's not the Al-Qatala AI that we've seen on what's it called on Al Mazrah. It's actually going to be Shadow Company, I guess, that it's going to be the AI. So they're going to look a little bit different. I guess they're going to look more like Shadow Company operators. So that's interesting. I guess it adds a little bit of a differentiation and gives more to the storyline. Now to Al Mazrah, because there are some changes to Al Mazrah coming with DMZ. So there's now a crash of an unknown aircraft at the Satiq Cave complex. So this is going to be a change to the Satiq Cave complex area of the map, which I think is pretty cool. Rather than like trying to expand the map or add different spots, they basically just changed the existing POIs, which is cool. Now, as I'm sure a lot of us know, they are refreshing and resetting a lot to do with DMZ. So this is what it exactly entails. Contraband weapon inventories will be rolled back to starting weapons. Key inventories are going to be emptied, and faction missions and mission progress will be reset to make room for updated missions and a set that incorporates all exclusion zones. So basically all your keys and weapons are going to be gone, and your missions are going to be back at tier 1, no completed missions, which is interesting because it follows along the likes of Tarkov with you know, the seasonal resets, or you know, the resets throughout the year, which is cool. And they're also changing the missions so you can do them in other maps besides just Al Mazrah, which definitely adds a little bit more variability in your play. Not to mention, and I'm sure this will get into it later in the blog post, but they're adding a new faction to the game. So we already have 3 factions, and now we're having a 4th faction added in. But this is only going to be for players who own Modern Warfare 2. So if you're a free-to-play player, unfortunately, you would have to buy the game to get access to these faction missions. So that's kind of unfortunate. You know, they're sort of giving or trying to force people into buying the game, which is, you know, it is what it is. They want to make money. So if you don't own the game, sorry about that. As they also confirmed, insured weapon slots will not be reset. So this was originally rumored, and I had recorded a whole video about this, and I ended up not even posting it because it got changed or updated within a couple days. But insured weapon slots are not going to be reset. But however, if you did not unlock an additional insured slot in Season 1, the new Season 2 requirements should take less time. So if you didn't get any insured weapon slots extra besides the one you start with, it should be easier to unlock 2 and 3 going forwards. And also mission and enemy rewards, so things like the weapon case and the rewards you got from completing missions are not going to be reset, with the exception of contraband and keys. So basically any operator skins or, you know, blueprints, emblems, stickers that we earned from things like completing missions or doing the weapons case are not going to be reset. So if you already did those, you already got your rewards, you're not going to be getting anything else. A little bit info about why they're doing the reset. So the first thing they say here is mission progress in Season 1 was a bit too difficult, and it got too difficult too quickly. So they're trying to make sure the missions are challenging and the time requirements are more balanced going forward into Season 2. The key stash will now be able to hold specific items that you must gather from one exclusion zone and bring to another. This allows us to have longer form missions to utilize all of our exclusion zones. So this is interesting. I guess there's going to be specific keys or items you need to find in, let's say, Al Mazrah that you need to bring into ASHIKA Island, or vice versa, or something with Building 21, anything like that. They're also going to be able to employ multi-location missions that send players to Al Mazrah, ASHIKA Island, or Building 21. And so this mission refresh is made up of new missions, updating current missions, and then other missions that are going to stay the same because they felt that they worked well in Season 1. And then they do mention DMZ will go offline for a few hours before the launch of Season 2 to ensure this reset and, complete it. So, this is on Wednesday the 15th when this update is coming out. So I would assume, the day before, or at least hours before the 15th, on the 14th, we will have the shutdown. So just keep that in mind if you plan on playing mid next week. Our new faction, Crown. So the Crown faction is the new one that I mentioned, which you do need to own the game in order to unlock and do the missions for this faction. They don't really share much else about this. It just says this British group is shrouded in mystery, but they certainly piqued the interest of Black Mouse. So we know the other two factions are at war. So I guess maybe Black Mouse and Crown might end up getting into some trouble with each other. But this is a new faction that is going to be coming for only players that own Modern Warfare 2. They talk a bit more here about the changes to enemy tuning. So, enemies hopefully won't be as accurate or spawn in as high numbers. So this is pretty good. They updated the spawn points so you're less likely to run into players right off spawn, as well as kind of spread it out a little bit more balanced throughout Al Mazrah. As we mentioned, mission difficulty is being changed, which is great. And they're trying to work on a way to fix the crashing problem that you see with DMZ. I can say this from experience of playing Call of Duty, for a very long time. Ever since Modern Warfare 2019 and when I moved to PC, the game's always crashed. It has crashed for the last 4 years. I don't see them really making a big dent in the issue of crashes, but we'll see if they can increase stability with this season. And then they go into a little bit more detail, not even detail, just a little bit brief paragraph here in regards to future seasons of DMZ. So it says future seasons will bring more changes and new content to DMZ. While DMZ is still in beta, our hope is to continue getting feedback to shape future iterations of the game. We do not intend to apply a mission refresh every season. That's good to know. So they're not kind of doing what Tarkov is doing, where they're going to reset. I mean, Tarkov doesn't do it every season. They do it like a few times a year. So this would be more often if it was seasonal with Call of Duty, but that's apparently not what they're going to do. Instead, we're trying to get different approaches each season to continually improve the DMZ experience. More to come on this in the future. So basically, they're just trying to improve. I'm sure we could have all expected that. And then they said they're excited for us to jump into Season 2 on February 15th. And that is that. That is basically the update in regards to DMZ. Of course, there's other stuff coming to multiplayer and Warzone, but I cover more DMZ and I play more DMZ on this channel, so I figured I'd make the video specifically for that. I'm excited for Season 2. I'm excited to be able to level up my I mean, I've been level 250 for, it feels like months at this point. I mean, I feel like I hit level 250 within just a couple weeks of the Season 1 coming out. So I'm excited for this. I'm very excited for ASHIKA Island. I'm just super excited to have a different play style when it comes to DMZ. Al Mazrah I think Al Mazrah is a good map personally, but I do think a different play style, smaller map, probably less operators on the map. I think overall this is going to be super fun. Add more variability, more change into your play style. And I will be making a separate video in regards to this deep dive on ASHIKA Island. I'm going to record it right after this actually, but it'll probably be it'll be uploaded a day or two after you see this video. So if you did enjoy this video, make sure to drop a like. I am back. I'm making content and hopefully you all didn't miss me too much. I appreciate everyone who's supported the channel. Thank you a ton for over 2,000 subscribers. I think we're over 21, maybe even close to 22 at this point. So I really appreciate everyone who's subbed to the channel and liked. And if you're still here to this point in the video, I appreciate you a ton for watching all the way through. And with that being said, hopefully I'll see you all in the next one.